All right, we're rocking. What do you reckon?
I don't think lighting's going to fix that, dude.
Welcome back to the channel. We are at a new gym today. Temple Gym, not far from my place of training with a client, a good friend of mine, Mitch, who's currently suffering 18 days out from his first show. So this will probably be like his second last hard leg workout. So we'll have a bit of fun, run through session, bearing in mind that he's pretty close to a show, so we want to try and avoid injury. Want to avoid pushing him too deep in the hole because calories are pretty low now. And I think this is probably pretty applicable to most guys competing if your show is in, a couple of weeks. Training is one of those things that's like you need to do enough to stimulate muscle growth, to kind of create some adaptations, but not too much that you're kind of digging that recovery hole too deep and you can't get out of, because you kind of don't have those vectors like food, maybe sleep, in order to facilitate better recovery. So we'll go through, we'll take it easy, probably maybe 2 to 3 reps in reserve for most things, but we should have some fun.
Cooking.
Wow.
What was that, like 16?
I don't know.
Something like that.
Close. Fair. Try and keep your back nice and flat against your seat.
Yeah.
Don't extend to try and get the reps.
Yeah, okay.
Good. 2. A little bit further out here and stop. There. 3. Good. 4. Beautiful. Dig in hard. 5. Lower back stays flat. 6. 7. Beautiful. 8. Come on, we got at least 12. Dig in. 9. Rep standard stayed the same. 10. 11. Beautiful. Lock in, lock in, lock in. Slow. Go. Yes. Good job. That was a really nice set. Really good. So a big tip with the seated leg curl in particular, and I guess it kind of applies to most exercises, is we want to try and keep our rep standards the same. So we're not trying to move into funny positions to kind of reduce the range of motion or to make the reps easier. I find with the seated leg curl, a big no-no for a lot of people is they try and arch their lower back to get more reps. So they're really extending, sticking their belly out, arching their lower back, and it minimizes that range of motion. It kind of allows them to get more reps, but it's kind of directly violating that principle of creating stimulus to the target tissue. We're really trying to isolate the hamstrings here. When we start bringing into lower back, calves, and just momentum, we're taking away stimulus from the hamstrings, kind of accumulating junk reps in other places that we don't need. So when you're setting up on the seated leg curl, lock your lower back in, stay flat, stay tight, and just move the knees.
Nice.
Oh, 14 up here. It's so hot in here. Hot. Oh, I'm dripping.
I think it's too bad actually.
Slow, slow, slow. There, 2. There, 3. Very slow change of direction. 4, there. 5, beautiful. 6, fuck, come on. We've got at least 10. 7. Come Mitchie. 8. Oh, let's push it, come on. 9. One more with me. All the way. Slow, as if you're gonna do another one. Good job. Get off, get off, get off, get off, get off. Actually feels pretty good.
Yeah, you sit with your feet very close to the bottom.
Yeah. Good. Slow, deep. Keep your feet flat. 2. Good. 3. Good. 4. 5. Good. 6. Good. 7. Beautiful. Nice and slow. Control. There. 8. Big breath. Slow, 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 slow. Up. You got one more one. Slow controlled, slow controlled. Hardest rep yet. Yes. Good job. Really nice. That was a really good set. Ooh, really good set. Ooh. Actually looks good, eh?
Cooking.
Devo, I wore mine on the weekend, it was dirty.
I'm gassed.
Yeah. One set's probably heaps, right? Even if you want to leave it at 1. We'll do a back off, drop it down to 2. All right, so moving on to exercise number 2. We're on to our squat compound. We had hamstring curls first, moving into our more compound exercise second. So I've spoken a lot about this, but I think it's more applicable to Mitch and his specific circumstance and anyone who's competing, is fatigue management. So when we're looking at exercises, we have sort of specific rep ranges that are applicable to specific exercises. Squats being a good one, where the lower to more moderate rep range I think is more favorable. They've done studies on this. They looked at higher rep sets of squats was actually harder than actually doing cardio. So it was, when people joke about high rep squats being cardio, it actually was harder than cardio, which is kind of a limiting factor when we're trying to squat and the objective is to lift heavy, because our perception of effort is really skewed when our sort of breathing is fucked basically. So when we're looking at these heavier movements, that's kind of the priority, that's the goal. But in Mitch's case, or anyone that's competing, we want to minimize the risk of injury. We want to manage fatigue a little bit better. So pushing it later in the workout means that the overall load exposure is less, the risk of injury is less, and the risk of kind of overtraining or digging that recovery hole too deep is less. So a really smart tool you can utilize is either push it later in the workout or do something as simple as like a top set and a back off. Do one heavy set, pull the weight off, and do a lighter back off set. Probably still going to be similar rep range, but you're already going to be a little bit more fatigued going into that second set, so you probably don't need to lift as heavy anyway.
Our breathing.
Breathing.
Literally.
Yeah, that'll do it.
My base plate was actually flexing.
Yeah, no, that's the problem
Yeah.
with this. Fucking.
So funny, like the rest periods now are actually really utilised. Because I swear beforehand, before being so deep, you just feel like, all right, minute and a half, all right, so
I'm
let's
done.
go again.
Yeah.
But now it's like
3 minutes.
really, use the whole 3 minutes.
It's so true though. Like, when people complain about rest periods, like, oh, it's so long. It's like, but yeah, when you're training hard, you need
Yeah,
long
you
rest
need
periods.
it.
And when you're dieting, you need more.
So you need all that rest time you can get.
Oh, bro.
They're just still so gassed, going into the next set, still trying to catch your breath.
Yeah. But even I suppose that's a good point, like, especially with like advanced training techniques, right? Because they fucking gas you so hard, it's like, it just kind of hampers your session.
100%.
And I think when you go into a contest prep as well, that's where it makes sense to pull
Yep.
drop sets, supersets, all that shit out,
Yep.
because it will skew your recovery,
Yeah, 100%.
increase fatigue,
Yeah.
and then it's really going to dampen performance like this. Especially on prep, you just want logbook progressions every week.
Yeah.
You've got that other stuff in there that kind of skews it all. It's like,
Yeah.
use it in your off season when food's high, recovery's good.
Yeah.
Prep, straight sets.
Yeah.
Slow, slow, slow. Punch, good. 1, 2, good. 3, beautiful. 4, 5, 6. Oh yes, 8 reps. Let's go. Slow. Up. Gentle. Bottom's made of glass. Up. Nice. Oh yes. Push. Oh, he's gone 10. Let's go. Finish it. Good job. Very nice.
Holy.
No mucking around.
No.
That was good. Ew,
How's that feel?
that was heavy. Alright, so moving on to exercise number 3. Just one working set, single leg press. And we spoke about this in our last video, I think it was last week, talking about unilateral exercises being a better alternative, not only from a stimulus standpoint, but also from a lagging muscle group standpoint, to drive or hammer as much stimulus to the target tissue. So this being leg press, it's more sort of like machine compound movement, locked in, pretty damn stable. So single leg is actually a really good option here. One thing with the single leg press, like you'll notice that you will not be able to lift anywhere near what you do with a normal bilateral leg press. So range of motion, I think, is the most important thing here with single leg press. You want to get as deep as possible. Probably want to have a minute or 2 break in between sides, so you do go into the next set fresh. It's kind of the same as you would with a normal straight set exercise, except you're resting between sides. And I think here, the big mistake I see a lot of people make is just going way too heavy. So the objective is to get a full range of motion. It's not to lift really heavy, and you're probably going to get injured in the process. Good. 1. Deep, all the way to the bottom. There, that's better. Every rep there. Minimum 10. There. I'm at you, let's go. Slow, controlled, deep reps. Yes. That's better. Come on. Deep, deep, deep. Yes. Up, 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 up.
Oh my god.
Pump's fucked, eh? Take your time, have a bit more time between. Holy moly. So a good point Sam just raised, we were talking about building or bulking. And I think a lot of the mistakes I see people make is pushing calories really, really high in an effort to kind of build more muscle. And I've actually looked at this in a lot of research and kind of figured out like where the ideal sort of surplus sits in order to kind of maximize muscle growth and minimize fat accumulation or rapid fat accumulation. And I think for most people it sort of sits at around 5 to 10% above maintenance to kind of really get good results. The trade-off here is it takes a lot longer to see sort of progress, but it's actual muscle tissue that you're developing, which takes a long time anyway. And I think people are kind of too gung-ho, they push calories too quickly in an effort to kind of chase scale weight really quickly and see that move really quickly, which when it comes time to diet, it's just going to bite you in the ass. It means you've probably got to diet more aggressively for longer in order to get off that excess body fat that you gained when the kind of tissue that you built during that time period is probably arguably the same or even less.
Told you, you're too sensitive.
He just goes. He's already preloaded. All these little phrases.
I sat up all night last night writing.
Bro, I've got a list for, like when we're in the car, he gives me a list of questions that I've got to ask.
Hey Sam, pretend that you're asking me this. Do you want? Good. Good, just leave one rep in the tank. Beautiful. All the way, all the way, all the way. Good job. Big squeeze, big squeeze, big squeeze, big squeeze. Up, 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 up.
Oh, shit.
Feel a little bit different? Oh, God. Good. 4, beautiful. 5. 6, good, Mitchie. 7. 8, good. 9. 10, good. Push for at least 12. Good. Big push, big push, big push, big push. Up, 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 up. All the way. Good job. Oh, fuck.
Physical, but
Oh, fuck yeah.
when I got to that lean point, like I felt like I was looking good. Like when the front was dialed.
Correct.
But then it's like once you dig past that,
Correct.
just like what's happening? Just like even the daily changes, as you said, like takes the front gets worse to get in order to get the back better.
Which is, and that's the whole thing, and that's what we see with so many people is you'll have fat depositions that kind of move faster than others.
Yeah.
Yours was from the front, like your legs in the front were shredded weeks ago.
Yeah.
But it was like, to bring the glutes in the back, kind of have to suck down the front to get the back there, and then it's kind of this juggling act of how do we push food back in, how do we pull fatigue to kind of manage both.
Yeah.
And that's all it is that peaking strategy for us is figuring out what's the right balance of lean enough and hard enough from both spots.
Yeah, I
which is,
I guess it's like because we haven't, you and I haven't worked to this point before, so it's all
correct.
playing. See
Correct.
how I respond, etc., etc.
And that's what I said to you on your check-in today too, right? This being like within that sort of 2-week window is where we start seeing those changes, and it's like, all right, cool, we put a reactive refeed in, what happens? Do you look better? Do you look worse? Does it take a day to look better? Does it take two days to look better?
Yeah.
And then we kind of develop your peaking strategy based on past data.
Yeah.
So it's not like, hey bro, go and do this random thing that we have no idea of the outcome.
Yeah.
Let's do what we did before, but could we make it slightly better by adding an extra day, pushing carbs a bit harder, pulling cardio. So you kind of have all these levers we can pull that we already know create a change that we want to see.
Yeah.
So it's exciting.
Yeah. No, 100%.
So really bend down, bend at 90 degrees at the hip, and then, legs stay locked. Try to go to full straight at the top. Good. Move from there, exactly. So it's really like squeeze, top of hamstring, glute. That should be hard. Rock solid at the top. Lower back should stay straight the whole way. You're not moving the lower back, move at the hips. There. Go. Come on, they should be rock solid. There. Good. Clench your glutes as you start coming up. That's better. Glutes. As you come up, go. Squeeze. That's better. Go. Big glutes. Good job. Rest. Fuck.
Well,
Look at the quads on him.
Smoked.
That's good light.
So full.
Get out of here there. I find, especially with peaking or doing things that we want to see like changes at the end of comp, right? I had a conversation with Damon about this, and it's a big head fuck getting to like the 2-week out mark. And if I say to you, hey man, we're doing no more cardio, food's coming up to maintenance, and we're going to walk on stage like that. Psychologically, it's such a weird mindset to shift from I've been just busting my balls, the show's in 2 weeks and you want me to stop doing all the things that I've been doing. And it's such a weird thing to try and wrap your head around that like you typically will look better by doing so because you get to that point that's so fatigued and dug down that by pulling out all those things that causes, you know, lots of fatigue to accumulate and you kind of come to stage fresh. But it's such a weird process to kind of be like, well, I'm not doing any more cardio, I'm eating at maintenance, but I look better. It's so weird to kind of do, where I think so many people think that you just got to grind to the finish line, like, yeah, bro, push to the fucking show day, and then you have a refeed and you're good.
Yeah.
Where it's like, yeah, but is that really the best way to do it? And are you going to look your best?
And I suppose you don't want to go out on the stage feeling, and you know, feel like a bag of dicks.
No.
Just flat, fatigued, tired that whole day, which I know, you know, probably is like part of the big day.
You will, of
You're going to
course.
feel like that.
Yeah.
But if you can somewhat be, fatigue's been managed, more replenished overall.
Fresh.
Yeah, exactly that feeling, yeah.
And you see that on your refeed days. 100%. After the refeed day, you feel fantastic. During the refeeds, you feel fantastic. And then it's like, once you dig back down again, you're like, oh, fuck, I feel shit.
Yeah.
So it's really like what we want to try and achieve is give you the refeeds, multiple, you know, however many we need.
Yeah.
Have that one day where it's like digestion gets good, you still feel okay.
Yeah.
And then you get on stage, you're like, oh, great.
Yeah.
Not, oh, I'm super tired, I've got no energy to do anything, or
Yeah.
I'm so fat and bloated and full, I can't even pose and I'm gassy and whatever. So it's tricky.
You'll definitely, like, especially like as you say, like pulling it 2 weeks before, it's like, hang on, if I go back into this maintenance period where I go back, you know, push Cal's 1,000 or whatever it's going to be, you think, oh, am I going to start putting that fat accumulation back on into those 2 weeks?
Yeah.
So.
And yeah, like obviously not, right? Because you've been
Yeah.
dieting for 16 weeks. So like back at maintenance is only doing you positive things in terms of glycogen replenishment, energy restoration.
Yeah.
But it's funny because like some people really struggle with that mindset of shifting into like, oh, you don't want me to do all these things now? Because you'll see it like if we kept digging, it's like, okay, you're just going to get flat, skinny, and you're not going to be able to bring that back. It's going to go to the point where you can't dig that recovery back.
Yeah.
So it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard.
And I guess that's why it's good being on time and managing that fat loss period to get ready a couple of weeks out. Where other people, you know, push it so late where they're digging into that, you know, that final
To the
2
show
weeks.
day.
Yeah. Trying to get it in and then trying to fill back out and peak.
You can't.
No.
The best peak is no peak.
Yeah.
Be ready.
Yeah.
Eat into the show.
Literally.
Oh, wow.
Good. If male wellness ever becomes a category, that's you.
Glutes, baby, glutes. All right, so 90-degree back extension to finish. One set, as many reps as possible, and that kind of wraps up this leg session. We're gonna do some posing with Mitchy, see how he looks. And like we spoke about, you probably see it in the video once we make it, talking about his peaking strategy, what our plans are moving forward in order to kind of get his physique where it needs to be for the stage. Because arguably we've probably got about 7 days of fat loss left, or thereabouts, before we start filling him back up, get some food in, pull out some cardio, and get him in tip-top shape. So you guys will see how that looks after this. Even on those shots, just make sure you're really tightening your abs to, yes, you get so much more shape. Beautiful. Abs. Good. Yeah, look at the details on those obliques. Yeah, boy. Oh, just with that really, clench, yes. Here, turn that on, so try and pull scaps down a touch. Yes, there. Oh, money. Yes. Ooh. Bro, that's awesome. That's so much better than I saw you last time.
Yeah.
Wow.
I feel more comfortable doing them,
Yeah.
especially after just like going through rounds at home as well.
That like really sharp, especially from the back, man.
Yeah.
As soon as you pull back down.
Yeah, crank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's just, yeah, I suppose just continue to run through that. But yeah, I just need to practice T-walk as well.
Yeah.
Now that I've workload's dropped back,
Yeah.
I have more time to get through it.
Just practice it. Well, let's run through it now. I want to see it. Just do it like literally walk.
Like when I wait in the lineup.
Absolutely, yeah. Beautiful. Keep your waist nice and tight on all those shots. Don't let your stomach pull out. Drop your right shoulder down a touch. Right shoulder, right shoulder. Yep. Beautiful. Abs on nice and tight there. Good. Even when you're walking between poses, keep your abs tight. Smile and breathe through your teeth. Beautiful. Really squeeze this shot. So lower back, squeeze it in tight there. Crank the wrists there. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Then yeah, that'll be it.
Yeah. So even when you're walking between poses, I know it's hard.
Yeah.
Stay tight.
Keep
Smile
it.
and breathe. Because they're not going to be able to hear you.
Yeah.
Because it's more, you don't want to be like gassing
Yeah.
between poses.
Yeah.
So it's just take your time, breathe, keep the abs tight. When you walk between shots, don't let it blow out.
Yeah. Hold it.
Yeah, hold it.
Hold